The result of the vote is 32 votes in favour of Councillor Curtis, 16 votes in favour of Councillor Hipkin and 21 abstentions.
In accordance with the procedures at the beginning, Councillor Curtis does hold the most number of votes and accordingly is elected leader of this council.
Thank you, Chairman. First of all, whenever I thought that one day I might be a leader, I have to say that I thought these were the circumstances. A number of things to say that I want to say today. But first of all, we've had some quite robust and incredibly interesting discussions with group leaders over the last few weeks. I hope we can continue that. I do believe we're in a position where we can work together to make things happen for Cambridgeshire. I want to, and this is not a spite on the others, but I do want to particularly thank Paul Sayers, because he has done exactly what he said he would do all the way through this, and just not deal with anybody and be open and honest about the approach of his group and the way he's worked, and he's a credit to this council. I've said that I'm determined to run an administration that is inclusive and recognises that it is a minority administration. And I can say with absolute confidence that my group have exactly the same aspirations. Before I go into any detail about the way forward, I do want to talk about the recent past. I want to start by paying tribute to Nick Clark. Nick was, whatever your views about the strong leader model, Nick was in a position where he was able to use his style to create significant momentum for his council, both within this council and beyond it, something that was recognised at a national level. We must be thankful for that and recognise the huge amount achieved in 2 years as leader. Even though it is clear that as a council we need to adapt to different circumstances, we must keep that focus and that momentum. We must not forget that we still live in difficult times financially and that we still exist to serve the people of this county. And when I say that, I mean all of them, no matter what their circumstances, no matter what their background, but especially those who are the most vulnerable. To deliver in these times, we have to continue to be innovative. We must be able to adapt to change, and we must continue with the ambitious plans to deliver the infrastructure this county needs. One of the comments I've made over the last few weeks, a number of times, is that the smoother we're able to get goods, data and people moving around this county, the more our economy will thrive. And that has to remain an area of prime focus. It will not only be good for the people we serve, it will be good for this council's finances, something that we have to keep focus on. One of the ways we must achieve this is not through bogging down our already busy structures, identifying issues of conflicts within the political groups, and working to address them early so as to avoid stagnation. For this reason, I can announce today that we will be creating 4 policy advisory groups with immediate effect. Groups that will focus on the priorities of this council. Those policy advisory groups will be developing the local economy for the benefit of all, helping people live healthy and independent lives, supporting and protecting vulnerable children, and supporting and protecting vulnerable adults. They are directly aligned to the priorities that this council has agreed. These groups will be chaired by cabinet members and supported by officers from our service directorates. But I hope its membership can reflect the political balance of this council so that we can get the issues identified early and deal with them before the point where we start to stagnate. The format will follow those of the PDGs in the hope that we can have full and frank debate about the issues. But the notes and recommendations of those meetings will be made public. I expect these groups to be influenced by medium to long-term cabinet agendas rather than short-term as an approach to cabinet, and be informed by examples of best practice and by previous scrutiny reports both within this council and within others, as well as comments, expectations and aspirations of the membership of this council as a whole. I will also expect Cabinet members and Cabinet reports to be able to show how the work of the advisory group has influenced its final recommendations. My group and group leaders were aware that I was more than willing to announce a review of the Constitution in this speech today. I regret that this has been overtaken by a motion that commits us to one approach. We would have preferred the approach to have been unfettered and more imaginative. However, I do accept that there are many different models of committee system, and I hope the final recommendation will reflect the good and bad of both committee systems and cabinet systems, because there is good and bad in both. That stifling of a review of our political structures reflects one of my frustrations about the last few weeks, that the discussion has been almost solely focused on working out how to wrestle as much power as possible for individual groups. I'm nearly done. Very, very little focused on what is right for the people we serve. I hope this first announcement about Cabinet Advisory Groups and their focus on this Council's priorities show that my group and the minority administration will be running is focused on what matters, our residents and our county. I hope others can quickly follow this example. Now's the time to give up the power struggles and start to serve.
Councillor Curtis, as an aside, it puzzles me why anybody would want to put themselves up as a leader of the council. So I thank all of the candidates for showing offering their services.